To Tarot of the Soul. I am super excited. I'm jumping live and I already have two people in the queue for readings. Hi, Scorpio. Hi, Call Me Oh Daddy. Welcome to the evening. I'm super excited tonight. I had a friend come over and spend some time at the house, and she brought her tarot decks. And I was blown away when she offered me to like hold on to her decks to use them. And so one of the ones she had was really cool. It's Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's an actual tarot deck from Buffy. So she had never used it and she gave me permission, to use it. So I thought I would do that tonight. I'd use the Buffy deck. I've already shuffled it up and uh got it ready to use. So I'm excited. So it'll be cool to see what the readings have to say with this new deck. But yeah, Buffy, that is like old school. I love Buffy. That is back in the heyday of when I was a kid and young. And it's crazy they have a tarot deck inspired from it. Like I was looking, like this Cordelia's here. This looks like not Willow, but I can't think. It's been so long since I watched, but the girlfriend of Willow. But yeah, it's so cool that they. Oh, it's Seth Rogen. Haha. This is so neat. So yeah, I'm excited to use the deck. So, Scorpio, you are up first. And so what kind of reading could I get you tonight? And if you don't think the Buffy deck will work for you, we can do something else. No big deal. But yeah, I was excited. It was so neat to have a friend that is in a real world friend that's a tarot reader or has tarot and is interested. Buffy deck is perfect. Yes, let's do a general reading for with the Buffy deck. That'll be awesome. I'm glad you want to use it. I'm excited. First first reading for the Buffy deck. So I like the Osho Zen Tarot diamond spread, which is 5 cards. The first card is the focus of the reading. The second card and third card are the internal and external motivations. The fourth card is what's needed to overcome. And the fifth card is the higher resolution or higher understanding. Let's see. That's 4 of stakes. Haha, stakes. So let's see. It said in here, the suits. The stakes are infused with the element of fire. When the suit sizzles into your reading, it is speaking to your deepest consciousness, creativity, raw passion, determination, and intuition. Its darker side warns of the destructive nature of fire, impulsivity, aimless wandering, and being a bit of an egotistical butthead. Yeah, it says that, butthead. Haha. The stakes challenge you to focus on how your thoughts turn into plans and how your intentions shape your actions. Okay, so cool. So that's the focus, 4 of stakes. The next card is the internal motivation. I'm excited to see the text about these things and where it leads. Sunnydale. The High Priestess reversed. Two of Scythes. Reversed. Everything's in reverse. Interesting. That's not. The Pentacle and the Star. That's 9 of Pentacles. And the Star. And then the higher understanding is the Hanged Man reverse. Okay, so let's dive into this and see what we have. First up is the 4 of Stakes. Okay, so 4 of Stakes. Even reversed, this card still celebrates happy fun times just a bit more quietly. Perhaps you have reached a significant milestone, no magical mishaps for a whole month, and are taking a time to reward yourself privately. For whatever reason, you aren't quite ready to share your progress, and that's okay. By the time you've completed your journey, you'll be shouting it from the rooftops. So let's see. This card speaks of, you know, appreciating the moment for what it is, how far you've come in your journey, and I guess just reward yourself for where you're at, not where you have to get to, but how far you've come right now. The High Priestess. So the internal motivation around appreciating yourself where you're at now. Tara, that's it. The High Priestess, Tara McClay. When you're under the spell of the High Priestess, things aren't always as they seem. She calls to you to peek behind the veil that separates this world from the next, drawing on mystical forces to unlock your creative talents. When in reverse, Tara chose to walk away from the harmful lies about who she was in order to take her rightful place as a powerful witch. And right now, you are being urged to follow suit. You have been valuing other people's opinions over your own, ignoring everything that makes you special. It's time to reconnect with who you are and trust your own voice. So I like that. The Four of Stakes speaks of appreciating yourself for where you're at and how far you've come. And so the High Priestess comes to call to listen to yourself and not the opinions of others and where you're at in life. It's not for them to define, and it's not for them to decide how you feel. It's on you to feel good about who you are and where you've been and what brought you to this moment. And this High Priestess would ask that listen to that inner voice that knows what you've been through and respect it, appreciate it, give it gratitude for how far you've come in your journey. See, so Two of Scythes. What is the scythe? Let's pull that up. Like their namesake, the scythes can both save and sever. Their dual-edged nature is helpful when slicing through difficult communication and dealing in matters of logic and intelligence. Corresponding with the suit of swords, these cards are associated with air, bringing messages of clarity, courage, and sometimes harsh truths. So we are on to the Two of Scythes. Okay. Two of Scythes reversed. Like Riley, no matter how hard you try, you just can't make peace between opposing sides. At some point, you have to ask yourself whether this is even really your fight. If not, it's time to extract and funnel your energy to more productive things. Tracking a Suvolt demon sounds nice, it says. But, so yeah, in the external motivation, the card comes to speak of having conflict, in opposing sides. So I guess we're talking about inwardly appreciating yourself versus the outward appreciation you receive in the world. If you're not feeling connected to the positive place you are in the world, go within and find what's right there and align yourself with that so that when you branch out into the outer world, it doesn't feel conflicting. So let's see. What's needed to overcome or better understand the Star and the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, the Star is Kendra. Upright. Kendra, no last name, fully embraces her power and allows it to shine in everything she does. How can you unleash your inner star? When the star rises in your reading, it means you are capable of all the things. You can teach yourself demonology, master a wide range of weapons, and even slay ancient vampires like it's no big deal. Keep believing in your power because it's not just part of you, it's all of you. And I love this message as the cards are asking you to reflect on where you're at and how far you've come and listen to yourself inwardly about the wonderful journey you've had and how it doesn't take outside people telling you you're great to feel great. The star is, it speaks just that. Find your truth, trust in yourself, and know that you're enough as you are. And ultimately aligning yourself with the truest version of who you are is going to get you to better places because ultimately you're vibing with what you love about yourself, and that'll carry you forward positively no matter which direction you take. And then 9 of Pentacles. Okay, the 9 of Pentacles. You are closing out the cash register and doing a little dance of capitalist superiority. Now it is time to treat yourself to something you've been longing for. The 9 of Pentacles bodes well for travel, investment, and little luxuries to remind you why you work so hard. Don't neglect planning for your future. This card is one of independence, encouraging you to take care of yourself in the long and short term. This is a great card because, again, it's asking you to reward yourself, treat yourself well for everything you've been through and all you've done to get to where you are. And sometimes splurging a little to feel good isn't a horrible thing when your bills are paid and, you just need to feel good. Treat yourself and feel good that you've made it this far. And I don't know, just appreciate yourself and do those little things that make you feel good for being who you are. And that brings us to the Hanged Man in reverse. I think that's Spike. I went to a Comic-Con here in Ohio, and Spike, the actor, was there. I was too nervous to actually get in line. Plus, his line was really long, and I wasn't one that liked to wait in lines with my family. So I didn't get in his line to meet him. But yeah, it was really cool. I got to see him in person. Famous people have an energy. It was weird meeting them. I talked to the guy, one of the hobbits, and it was just talking to them made my insides queasy. It was really weird, not even knowing them. So weird. So Leah, welcome back. I'm glad to have you tonight. We're working on a reading for Scorpio. A friend came over to my house tonight and she brought her tarot decks with her and shared them with me. So she has a Buffy the Vampire tarot deck that she's never used, and that's what we're using right now. So the last card, the Higher Understanding, is the Hanged Man. There it is. Which is Spike. I was right. A bad poet, a good man, and willing to give up his bloody ways if it means saving the ones he loves. Spike as the Hanged Man is about perspective, growth, and sacrifice. In reverse, for a demon, Spike never thought very much about the nature of evil. He just threw himself in like his afterlife was a party, and right now, you could benefit from his approach. Not the evil part, just the jumping in part. This card finds you putting off a decision, stalling, waiting for the perfect moment, but there is no perfect moment. So lace your boots up, put your leather jacket on, and dive into the fray. So I like the idea that you're pausing on the enjoyment of your life. Life is about working hard and doing your best at things, but it's also about enjoying the life you lead. And if you're not enjoying it from a level of who you are and how you choose to be yourself, there's a deep level of connection to the moment that you're not tapping into yet. And so I like this card that it asks you to stop putting off prioritizing yourself and dive into this journey of appreciating who you are. Celebs energies made you feel bad? Not bad. It didn't make me feel bad. It was just it made me feel in a way that I've never had other people that aren't celebrities make me feel. So it was entirely unique to me witnessing a famous person, and there were two of them that I witnessed, and both of them did that to me. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that's about. I wonder, like, I'm a big energy person, and so some part of me wonders if maybe vibrationally famous people operate on a different level, and that's how they got to be famous. Their vibe is so strong or so, you know, intense that it moves people to be attracted to them. So yeah, I'm not sure about what that celebrity vibration was, but I definitely felt something. And it wasn't a bad feeling. It was just an intense feeling that I hadn't ever been through before. So yeah, Scorpio, I hope this reading, how was it? You're the first reading from this deck, and was it insightful? Did it land? Love the deck. Yes, very insightful. Hey, we love that. I love that the first reading went so well. Awesome. Thank you so much for jumping in tonight and letting me doing a reading for you. I'm so excited that something like a Buffy the Vampire deck, Vampire Slayer deck works. It worked magic. I love this deck too. It's so cool. Wow, thank you, Scorpio. I appreciate you. So that brings Call Me Yo Daddy up. Woo! Watch Street. Wow, that's awesome, Leah. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Do you say congrats? Is that right?
Yeah,
I,
she's been here 3 streams.
yeah, you've been here
Thank
three
you.
streams in a row. Thank you so much. That's amazing. I don't know if congrats is the right word, but I want to say something that celebrates your presence. Thank you. I love that. We should do a bigger reading for you to celebrate the 3 streams. Normally I do like a 5 card reading, but um maybe we could give you a bigger one, like a key spread. Um that focuses on like a repression point and folds out like the yin and the yang, a meditation, and then insight into mind, no, body, heart, and being, and then higher consciousness. Call me Yo Daddy, you're up. Are you still there? Yeah, we'll do that for you. I'll switch to, since I'm not fluent in this deck and I want the reading to go well, I'll switch to either my Wild Reflections deck or the Osho Zen Tarot deck. So yeah, if you want to think about what would work for you, we might be jumping to you because Call Me Yo Daddy is taking a moment. So what I'll do while we give Call Me Your Daddy a moment, I think we'll do the Wild Reflections deck. I like that guidebook. So we'll do that one tonight. And I'll just get it ready so if Call Me Your Daddy doesn't show up quickly, we can just jump to your reading, Leah. Sounds good. Awesome. I love that. So real life is real life. And if you don't tell someone you love them, you really should. Every time you leave the house, every time you think of someone, let them know you love them. Because it's very real that you don't know when you might have a last moment with someone. And in our family, we're very diligent about saying our goodbyes and hugs and kisses and I love yous and waving until you're out of sight as we drive away. And they're gonna think I'm crazy saying it nonstop then. That's okay. I would rather go crazy saying I love you than, leave it unsaid. Because that one more time you say it might be the last time you get to say it. And I guess I'd rather be thought crazy for wanting to be loving than, miss saying goodbye. But yeah, real world is real world, and it's just important to let people know they mean something to you. You mean something to me. Okay. Well, Call Me Your Daddy's had a moment, so we'll move to you, Leah, and we'll let Call Me Your Daddy jump in when he gets back. Yes, he did. He did heart me back.
I hearted her back.
And he's there to sing about it, too. All right, so Daddy has been bumped from the queue, and that brings Leah up. All right, the repression point is the Three of Pentacles reversed. And this is the Yin card, which is the passive energy, is King of Wands. And the Yang card is the Eight of Pentacles. The meditation card is Reverse Judgment and Ace of Swords. And then the 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth card is Insight into Mind. Insight into body, heart, and being. This is. Let me go check that. I don't want to pull the wrong card. Yes, body, heart, and being. Next card is Insight. You do miss your turn. We waited and we tried to give you some time. And just as I get started on the next one, you show up. Insight into body, Five of Wands. Insight into heart, Ace of Wands reversed. Insight into being, Eight of Swords reversed. And then the final card is the higher understanding, the consciousness. Seven of Pentacles. We will set this over here. That's your top card. My board is a little short for this reading, but that's okay. So let's, all right, so our repression point, the Three of Pentacles. Okay. Lack of cohesion, lack of teamwork, apathy, poor motivation, conflict, ego, competition. The reverse Three of Pentacles may indicate a lack of harmony or cooperation between the asker and their colleagues or within other group dynamics. The asker may feel that their work is undervalued or underappreciated. This card can also signify a lack of motivation or commitment to the asker's work. The reverse Three of Pentacles is a reminder to evaluate the situation from a higher perspective and look for the lesson. So what I get here from this this card, it's a repression point. So what's being repressed? And it sounds like just positive connection in a group environment is what's being missed. And so this card speaks of a lack of harmony or cooperation. And so I just get the word conflict. So maybe something presently is there creating just that lack of positive connection to your moments. So let's go to the yin card, which is the King of Wands. I felt overworked at my old job and now underworked at my new job. Oh, wow. So it is reading it right. Awesome. I'm sorry you're feeling that. But maybe as it's a new job, maybe there's kind of like a ramp up period. You start off learning the ropes and getting your feet under you. And as you get more time on the job, you'll get to do more. I would hope. So let's see. King of Wands. Leadership, vision, big picture, taking control, daring decisions, boldness, optimism. King of Wands card signifies the asker is competent and capable. There will be a chance to meet interesting people. You can successfully negotiate and state your point of view. It's all right. Lately, I've been feeling like I'm not getting anything right. Oh, why this card tells you you're competent and capable. Just let yourself believe that. If you weren't competent and capable, would you have received the new position? Would somebody have found that hope in you? Obviously, something is positive about you to get you this position. Trust in that and let yourself feel good about that. And it's okay if you don't get everything right because mistakes happen. And the saying is we're not perfect, but mistakes are just chances to learn something new and head in a different direction. So rather than beating ourselves up for things we didn't know enough about or know to do better, just accept it as part of the learning process. In becoming the best version of you, you're gonna stub your toe or bump into a wall here or there. Just know that that doesn't define you, but just gives you a chance to reassess where you're at and how you can move forward positively. This card also shows up as a reminder to trust oneself. The asker's intuition knows the way. This is a time to fully embrace their strengths and wisdom, which will enable them to make a huge difference in the world. So yeah, your passive King of Wands side is asking you to just accept your awesomeness. You are great. And Raid, hey, welcome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you raiding, Luna. Thank you. I hope you had a great stream, and um, I'm thankful you're joining me this evening. Raid hype, woo! We're doing a reading for Leah's Cloud right now. She's actually been at my stream the third stream in a row. I'm super excited. So we're doing a key spread for her, and yeah, so next up is the Eight of Pentacles. Shout out. So Eight of Pentacles, skill, talent. This is in the Yang position, so this is your active side. Skill, talent, craftsmanship, quality, high standards, expertise, mastery, commitment. You know, the word high standards comes up, and you mentioned how you feel like you can't do anything right. Are you perhaps of the variety of people that are really good at things, but you don't let yourself feel good about that? Like you have high standards, and no matter how hard you work or how great the result is, you never see it as good enough or high enough quality? Luna, thank you for the shout out. It went well, thank you. How is your stream going? It's going really well. I'm excited. Tonight's a good night. I had a friend over that came with tarot decks, and she like unloaded her hoard of tarot decks on me. And so my first reading of the night was with a Buffy the Vampire Slayer tarot deck. And so it's like it has the characters of the show in there, and I love it. And it ended up being a resonant reading, so I love it. So yeah, I blame my childhood. It's so hard to break that habit. It really is. It without, like, when you're beating yourself up, you're disconnecting yourself from all of the positive that's in a moment, ultimately judging yourself unworthy of feeling good for whatever reason your mind comes up with. So yeah, it's hard to break that habit because it's so ingrained in how we think. We naturally disrespect ourselves because we've been doing it our whole life. But when you're ready, and I encourage you to challenge yourself on this as soon as possible, debate your thoughts. When your mind is thinking and it makes you think you need to feel bad, ask yourself why you should feel bad. And if you can't make your thoughts prove that to you other than just the normal guilt or imperfection or whatever ways we easily attack ourselves, try to challenge yourself to lift yourself up and realize what you've done well in the moment. Because, oh God, I can't think of the word. It's neuroplasticity. Our mind is able to reprogram itself and develop new habits and new thought processes. But the problem is, our brains are currently hardwired the way they're thinking. And outside of directly trying to challenge that train of thought, it's going to be an easy pattern to fall into or a hard habit to break out of. But once you start actually listening to your thoughts and witnessing them and how they're making you feel, then you become the witness to them, and then you have the power to decide if you want to feel bad. And when you have that power to decide how you want to feel, you're out of the bad habit and into a new sense of self. So I encourage you to give yourself that time journaling, positive affirmations, recording good events in your life, so you can have like a tangible history of all the ways you should feel good about yourself when you forget it. So Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles represents mastery, learning new skills, and honing a craft. This card encourages the asker to further their education or skills in their industry or to immerse themselves in their craft. It reminds the asker that they are more than capable of building a career that is both emotionally and financially satisfying. This card is a positive sign to follow through with their goals. That's such good logic to use. You're learning Japanese, so here's a call to focus in on your talents and, feel good about what you're doing and how far you're coming. And yeah, I hope that logic might help you to sidestep your bad habit of not feeling good about who you are and what the job you've done in any given moment. It's hard enough being in the world. It's even harder when we're tearing ourselves down from the inside out. Ultimately, how can you feel good about anything externally if internally you're never rewarding yourself in any meaningful or fulfilling way? And ultimately, the question is, or the answer for me was, I couldn't feel good. If inside I felt horrible, it was impossible to feel good about the outside. And it was by going within and finding that peace and comfort and love and appreciation and all those positive, warm vibes that come with self-love. Once I was able to feel self-love inside, everything external became infinitely easier to handle. So let's see, the meditation. We had two come, judgment reversed. There it is. All right, judgment reversed. Self-doubt, lack of self-awareness, failure to learn lessons, self-loathing. The reverse judgment card can mean that you doubt and judge yourself too harshly. Cards are calling you out. This could be causing you to miss opportunities that were awaiting you. Another reading of the reverse judgment card can be a push to take time out of your busy routine to reflect upon your life to this point and what you have learned so far. So again, another card to ask you to appreciate the journey you've been on and find positive connection to that. Let's see what the Ace of Swords has to say as well. Clarity, breakthrough, new idea, concentration, vision, force, focus, truth. The aces point to new beginnings. The Ace of Swords indicates that a fresh start is emerging for the asker. This is an excellent time to begin a new initiative and take decisive action on a project or career change. The Ace of Swords is also about reclaiming personal power. The asker is entering a phase where they have the opportunity to fully take the reins on their future and charge ahead with projects that utilize their creative and intellectual abilities. So yeah, another card that hone your greatness, focus in on that, let yourself shine and explore new areas where it aligns with where you're meant to be, Japanese or work or just bettering yourself. Ultimately, investing in you is investing in your future, because this now moment, if you're taking care of yourself as wholesomely and wholly as you can, you're putting your best foot forward for the next moment to come and fall in around you. So let's see. Insight into the body is Four of Wands reversed. No, I'm sorry, Five of Wands reversed. End of conflict, cooperation, agreement, truces, harmony, peace, avoiding conflict. The Five of Wands reversed indicates that a period of conflict, disagreement, or heightened stress is coming to an end. The querent can breathe a sigh of relief. A stage of compromise and cooperation has been reached. I like this card coming in a time when you're transitioning into a new job. So hopefully harmony is being found in this new position or this new place in life. Konnichiwa. Hi, call me your daddy. You're up after this. We've got a few more cards to go and then you're up. The Five of Wands reversed also reminds the querent not to get lost in the comparison game with others. They must stay focused on their own path. Oh, this is a good stay focused on your path. You are the best version of you. Nobody else can do you like you can. And comparing yourself to others is often a no-win game, because we only compare ourselves because we don't think we add up. So we look at others, think they're better, downplay ourselves because we aren't the same as they are, while never recognizing our own merit, our own accomplishments, our own awesomeness, because it's not boxed and packaged like somebody else's version of success. There's a lot of comfort to be found in just peacefully accepting who you are. And when you can peacefully accept who you are, it becomes so much easier to peacefully exist with others and feel good about it. So the Five of Wands, yeah, so don't get lost in the comparison game. I like that. Then we have Ace of Wands reversed for insight into the heart. Delays, blocks, lack of passion, lack of energy, hesitancy, creative blocks. The reversed Ace of Wands indicates trials and tribulations that you may face in the near future. You might feel directionless, which can lead to feeling uninspired or unmotivated. The reversed Ace of Wands can also indicate delays with your current projects. You may want to finish your task, but there may also be obstacles getting in your way. And so this is insight into the heart. And so I feel like you mentioned that you feel like you're not getting anything right. Perhaps those are your obstacles that are in your way right now. That perception that you can't do it right. if you can't do it right, how did you get the job, right? You're right. You have some grace. You're just not sharing it with yourself. I hope that's a good Let's see. 8 of Swords reversed. Luna, you followed. Thank you so much. You bumped me into my goal of 80. Yay! Thank you. Good. Okay. I always hope we're resonating. I want readings that mean something. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate the raid and I appreciate the follow. I hope you're having a good night. And I love that you joined the energy tonight and are here to, just share good vibes. 8 of Swords. Freedom, and this is insight into the being, so your whole personhood. Freedom, release, taking control, facing fears, empowered, surrender. Monday afternoon for me. I'm an Aussie. Oh, I love Aussies. We have a couple friends in Australia in our household. My husband is a streamer as well, and he's made some friends over the years from Australia. So, hey, I love that. From down under. Like, that's cool. You're future people because you're so far ahead. It's 12:04 a.m. for me right now. I'm in Eastern Time Zone in Ohio in America. That's where I'm rocking out from. So now you can free yourself from limitations, overcome fears and worries. The pressure that has been put on you all this time is easing. You now have a clearer understanding of what is around you and can deal with whatever is hindering your progress. Once you have conquered your fears, you can start over. There are no more obstacles and the path is clear. Now is the time for self-affirmation and rejection of the restrictions that others impose on you. There is a way out of this situation. So I like that. It's, again, giving your personhood freedom, not control. I don't like the word control. It has negative connotations for me, but it does say taking control. And I think the good word is empowering yourself to not only witness your life positively, but to appreciate yourself positively as a witness to that life. And so it creates positive energy on the inside to then carry out and witness on the outside. And it's just kind of like a snowball effect that happens once you learn to spark that positive energy on the inside. So then your higher consciousness card is 7 of Pentacles. Ooh, this is a good one. Harvest, rewards, results, growth, progress, perseverance, patience, planning. The 7 of Pentacles represents long-term vision, sustainability, and assessment. This card indicates the asker has been cultivating their goals through hard work and determination. The 7 of Pentacles is an invitation to project a long-term vision. Remember, the best rewards come from sustained effort over time as opposed to quick wins. The asker may feel that not enough progress has been made. The reading is resonating so much. Yay, I love that. I love that this is what you needed to hear, that we could get this for you. I feel like we connect so well. I do too, Leah. I love that. I always get such positive vibes when we do readings, and I love that you're feeling that too. It's shared synchronicity and serendipity, and I love that. So yay. Thank you for continuing to come, Lee. I really appreciate it. I love getting the chance to do readings for you, and I love that they come out so well. It's what I hope for when I share readings, so yay. Call me your daddy, are you still there? Am I finally going to get to do a reading for you tonight? Thank you. Thank you again for coming. 3 streams in a row. That's awesome. You're there. Yeah. I gotcha. I didn't take a break. I gotcha. No, you're fine. Are you busy?
No.
Go fish. Call Me Your Daddy is up. We had a raid. Yeah, I thought that might have been you that did that.
Daddy's not in the queue.
Oh, Daddy, you're not in the queue. That's no problem. You don't need to
Nobody
be.
else is either.
Yeah, because no one else is. So, good night, Leah.
Yeah.
I hope you have a good night. Thanks again for coming. I'm glad we got you a good reading, and I hope to see you again soon. And I hope, we're going into Monday, so you're starting your job. I hope you wake up early, ready to, make a positive impact at work. I have a question. Let me type. Sure thing. I can do that. It's been a good evening. I love the energy of the community. I love everybody that's come. This is lifting my spirits to be able to be here and just share positive time with others. It's wonderful to be, positively received in the world. It was last week as I was signing off, I had YouTube chatter. So I'm multi-platform streaming these things. So Twitch is my most active, but I had YouTubers chatting with me and I just didn't notice them on my screen. Call me your daddy. My question is that my friend offered me a job in a very small town of another province on his hotel. So should I go or stay here where I am in a big city? Well, didn't we already do this reading for you? Like, I feel like last time we did a reading on the same question because you got the job offer. You did. And remind me, what did the last reading say? And I guess why another reading for the same question? Because I'm not a predictor of the future. So for me, the cards can't tell you, where you should go or stay. That's your decision, your life path to make, not for me to use cards to influence that. Surprise me. Okay. All right. We will do that. Let's do the Buffy deck and see what it has to say. And maybe it has a spread in here. Let's see what. All right. So, A World Without Shrimp is this. Just added you over at YouTube so I can catch you there later. Oh, Scorpio, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate going over and, giving me a subscriber over there, trying to grow, and that's very helpful. So thank you. I'm working on taking, highlighting the streams from Twitch and breaking them down into individual readings that I'll then post on the YouTube channel. So that I don't know how frequently I'll be able to keep up with that, but I'm trying. That's the goal. But yeah, thank you for that follow over there. Or sub. I forget what it's called. But anyways, call me your daddy. We'll do this A World Without Shrimp. If you have been feeling as though something is missing from your life, this spread can help you identify what you're craving. Card 1 represents an area of your life in which you feel unfulfilled. Card 2 shows an area of your life in which you have been overextending yourself. Card 3 describes the energy to invite into your life to help you come out of your shell. And card 4 suggests actions you can take to feel more complete. All right. Oh, awesome idea. Thank you. Because I see people regularly, and my thought was, if they want to come back and see their reading and see where where the reading took them or come back for another dose of inspiration, I thought it would be cool to have that out there. I don't know if other people's readings are something like random YouTubers are going to be interested in, but just as a standpoint to give my seekers a chance to relive their readings, I like that idea. So we're looking for card 2. So the first card represents an area of your life in which you feel unfulfilled. This one is an area in life which you've been overextending yourself. Page of Pentacles reversed. Energy to invite into your life. The Hermit reversed. And the fourth card is actions to take. Seven of Pentacles. Okay. So let's see. First one represents an area of your life in which you feel unfulfilled. Justice. Angel. Always ready to atone for his past, Angel embodies the spirit of justice. This tall, dark, and brooding vamp finds you contemplating the potential consequences and repercussions of a decision. Well, that's truth. You want to know whether to come or go. You are seeking truth, but are beginning to realize there are many truths, each right in their own way. All you can do is take action you believe in. Remember, all that matters is what you do. So yeah, this card is calling out, I guess, that's interesting. Let me go back to that because it feels like it's something that's making you feel unfulfilled. And this card speaks of seeking truths. Like you want the truth to what you should do with this job decision. But there's many truths. What's going to be your truth that matters most? And ultimately that's what you have to decide, because all the details that come into making this decision all have to be weighed and measured by you, because ultimately you're the one that has to live on the other side of the choice. So Page of Pentacles reversed, it shows an area in your life where you've been overextending. Okay, and that's reversed. When you're good at everything, from kicking butt at RPGs to obliterating competition in mock United Nations, it can be deeply frustrating when you are forced into the role of a beginner. The reversed page urges you to be kind to yourself. Nothing has to be perfect on first try. Learn from your mistakes and hold space for your progress. So this is where you're overextending yourself. It's the role of a beginner. So, interesting. So you're offered a new position and you get a card about the role of a beginner, being spoken about. And so it says learn from your mistakes and hold space for your progress. So this card would be a reflection of, in what's coming, is it right for you and where you are, or is it just a change for the sake of change? Are you starting over for a good reason, or are you running away? Like, good questions to ask yourself as you're potentially making this big leap. The Hermit. This describes the energy to invite into your life to help you out of your shell. The Hermit is Oz. Reversed, the Hermit has plenty to figure out, and until he does it, he shouldn't be around anybody, especially if it's a full moon. Between all the gatherings, shindigs, and hootenannies, you're spreading yourself thinner than brie. Are you trying to busy your way out of dealing with something? If so, consider this a gentle reminder to knock it off. So I guess this card is a gentle but, brutal reality to listen within and go within to find the decision you need to make. You know what's best for you because you're living your life. And so all those intimate details that we would never have time to express between us, those are all for you to weigh and think about and put together in a way that lets you feel good about the life decision you're about to make. And let's see. Finally, the fourth card is suggest actions you can take to feel more complete. And that's the Seven of Pentacles. Two pentacles in your reading, which makes sense. You're considering jobs and finances. Okay, between managing her family, saving the world, and paying the bills, it can be hard for Buffy to find time to make sure her goals are aligned with her actions. The Seven of Pentacles interrupts your regularly scheduled programming to suggest you make time for a little guidance counseling. Are your efforts bringing you closer to your long-term objectives? Are you putting your energy into the right things? If not, kick the attention suckers to the curb and reclaim your time. So, again, a card calling you out to, focus on your connection to the moment, your awareness, your understanding, and listen to that and let that guide you forward. All the cards can offer insight and guidance, but ultimately it's on you to listen to the words that are there, internalize them, integrate them, and then move forward with them. Cards and readings only go so far. It's taking what the cards and readings have and internalizing it so we can move forward with it. So you're at a cusp, do I take this new job and go somewhere new, or do I stay where I'm at and comfortable? That's a decision to make, and both sides have good potential outcomes. Both sides might have potential consequences. You can't know. All you can know is what feels right by you, and only you can define what's right for you. So I hope these cards again point you inwardly and really just fall into alignment with who you are, who you want to be, and where you would best be suited to follow that sense of self. And have trust. Sometimes life takes us in new directions, and it's not a bad thing. It might be scary and it might bring big change and, new experiences that we can't imagine are going to happen. But ultimately, if it's meant to happen, it's meant to happen. So feel comfortable that you'll make the right decision. And, when you make that right decision, no matter what comes of it, you're going to be there to meet it in your best version of self. So don't stress, don't worry, just give yourself a chance to grow into what feels right. Okay. So we're at a little pause. Um, I think I'm gonna stand up, take a break, stretch my legs since there's no one in the queue, and then I will. You're welcome. Call me your daddy. I hope again we have words that mean something that you can take in and utilize in a way that helps you move forward positively. That's what I hope for. So I'm glad you're back for another reading. I'm glad we got it for you without me taking a break on you. But yeah, so I'm going to hop up and take a break, and then I'll be back in just a little bit. Welcome back. It's Alma, and you're at Tarot of the Soul. I am back from my break, and I am glad to have you guys here. So I was just breaking into another deck of my friends to see, what it's like. See what the readings are like. It has a neat... Oh, this is another trimmed deck. It's silver on the sides instead of gold. That's cool. This is Ostera Tarot. This deck is by Canadians, 4 illustrators living in Vancouver. Interesting. This is cool. Let's see what kind of fun it has in store for us. So we'll do, we'll get the deck ready, and I'll do a diamond spread with it and see what the cards have to say. It's neat using somebody else's deck. It's a first time experience. Never had that opportunity before. And it was so awesome to have her just be so positively drawn to sharing her decks with me. Like, that's what you would hope for. It's awesome. I like the gentleness of this deck. It just seems so pretty. Muted colors. Most of my other decks are very vibrantly colored. Okay, we have the deck already. We're looking for the focus of the reading. See what jumps. Five of Cups reversed. The Tower reversed. External motivation. Interesting. I'm in reverse. One of coins or ace of coins and ace of one. I said the one. Ace of swords. And what's needed to overcome or better understand the world reverse. Judgment reversed. Hey. Oh, interesting. There's 4 women that worked on this, and each of the women are responsible for a different suit. So we're starting with the cups. Disappointment, difficulty, hidden solutions, silver linings. In reverse, you have learned your lesson and have seen how to change your situation. The road to healing lies before you now that you are done indulging in self-pity. Blessings and new opportunities are in your near future. That's a positive omen. The Tower in internal motivation. Okay. Calamity, upheaval, survival, endurance. It is not the situation around you that is calamitous so much as it is your response. When the Tower is reversed, it is informing you that you are at the core of your stresses. Your perception of what is happening is hyperbolized and causing you great anxiety. Take care not to become a vortex of negativity, for it will likely affect those around you. I think this is a good card for me because internally, if I don't tend to my thoughts and my focused energy, I can veer off course and end up disconnecting from reality we share and live an entirely negative connection to life because I'm just not connecting positively. And so that vortex of negativity for me is real. And so I like the card internally calls me out on that. Let's see, Ace of Coins. Okay, prosperity, and this is external motivation or external influence. Prosperity, positive change, hard work, focus. The Ace of Coins reverse serves as a warning about lofty goals. Be wary of plans falling through and don't count on successes you have not confirmed yet. The machinations of nature may be out of your hands. I agree, I'm living that in real world times. I promote world peace, and we live in a world of less than world peace. Enough said. Ace of Swords. Mental clarity, victory, truth, justice. A white mouse stands victorious atop A white mouse stands victorious atop a sword in a barren battlefield. The Ace of Swords reminds us to cut through adversity and confusion with mental clarity. A challenge may test your resolve, but in it there is also opportunity for growth. With intellect and reason, even the humblest of creatures can rally its courage to champion a cause. However, we are cautioned that raw intellect can result in misfortune when left unchecked by morality. Temper your wits with a strong sense of ethics. I like that. I think my morality or my ethics are one of the pretty things about me. So I like that. I like this card as a whole that, like, mentally, I don't care about anything if it hurts others. And so that's, you know, my blessing of personhood. I don't have to exist if it hurts others. What's needed to overcome? The world reversed. Full circle, completion, fulfillment, accomplishment. Was that a kitty cat bell? Yes, it is a kitty cat bell. Um, I think we're hearing Snickers right now. She's our 8-month-old kitten. She is rambunctious and playful and getting into something right now. So you're definitely hearing that. And I love my mic is picking it up. The world reversed. If the world appears reversed, it may be a sign that you are struggling to complete a project or reach a sense of closure. Perhaps the end is in sight, but something keeps holding you back or getting you sidetracked. Alternatively, you may be cutting corners where there's still work to be done in order to hurry things along. The results will only bring fulfillment if the process has been thorough and earnest. Closure is definitely something I'm finding myself lacking. Rough world, hard to close the door to that. So that's a weight I'm carrying presently that the cards see. Judgment. The card before the world. Decision, clarity, change, consequence. You are at a stalemate. It is you who must create momentum in your life, or you risk stagnancy. It is time to reach within for motivation, to stoke a flame and make difficult choices. If there is a sacrifice you have been hesitating to make, then it might be wise to make it. If there is a risk you've been fearing, take it. So decision, clarity, change, consequence. I'm on the change side of judgment, not so much the decision, because I guess every moment's a decision, and I don't really weigh one decision any more heavily than another, as they all get me to where I need to go. Clarity, I don't know. I think the stalemate is real when there's just that inner angst or disconnect from things, the positive side and idealistic side of things that I like to see. And so it's hard, I don't know how to move forward and let go of something that doesn't serve me, but also is realistic to feel in light of the world we share. And so how do you let go of something that's real, that isn't healthy, but also is unhealthy to ignore? I don't know, stalemate. So, ultimately, more reflection, more understanding, more time to just witness and learn and grow and then see what the next moment needs. Glad you're still there, Scorpio. Wasn't sure if I still had anybody with me. I one of the decks that my friend came over to share with me was actually a tarot deck. I'm just listening since I already had a reading earlier. I appreciate you sticking around even though your reading's over. I love that you're present and engaged and, sharing time with me. I love that. One of the decks, so she brought a bunch of decks, and I thought it was really cool. This deck, this one, is from her husband's deceased mother. And so it's a dead person's deck. How cool is that? And she said she had people tell her it was weird that she wanted to, yeah, it's so tiny, right? Pint size. Like, it's just smaller. Like, this is my Osho Zen Tarot deck. So yeah, it's just so cute. They have mini tarot decks, like pocket sized. I've never purchased one, but I have seen them. So that's like a draw for some people. But yeah, so this came from a deceased person, and she doesn't really use it because it's actually in French, I believe. So, yeah, that's really cool. So I'm gonna play with this. gently. It feels interesting to use somebody else's cards because tarot is such a personal thing, and I love that this friend was so open to let me use her stuff. Just getting my moment on the cards, or bringing the moment to the cards. I like to touch each of them individually, you know, bring my energy, my vibration, my touch to each individual card. So if there's any kind of energetic synergy that happens between reader and cards, I like to, make sure that's as present as possible. And I think for this one, rather than doing a 5-card spread with a deck that I don't know the language of, I'm just going to do maybe 3. What should I do? I'll just draw 1 card and see what it has to say. It was so neat. The lady that had other decks, she was literally willing to give me every deck she had, but for 2. One was her traditional Rider-Waite deck that you could tell she had used a lot. The box was worn, the cards looked well used. It was a deck she was familiar with. And then her other deck that she couldn't part with was a Taylor Swift deck. She's a Swiftie. And I mean, she is a Swiftie that loves the depth Taylor Swift offers. As a person that's not a big follower of Taylor Swift, I don't really know, all the details of her awesomeness, but this lady vibes with Taylor so deeply that the imagery of Taylor Swift's music on cards is enough for her to interpret them without a guidebook. And she's one that uses guidebooks to do her readings. So it's really neat that she just does it so well, or loves Taylor Swift so much that she just finds intuition and inspiration from a Taylor Swift deck. I'm just asking for the deck to show me some card of clarity. So we know that's a cup. Which cup is that? R-E-I-N-E. Queen. Okay, so the Queen of Cups. There's a little tarot card. Huh. Oh, wow, it gives the Celtic cross. Okay, so no guidebook. So I need to look up the meaning for the Queen of Cups. Let's go to this one. Wild Reflections. We will look up Queen of Cups there. Queen of Cups. Compassion, warmth, kindness, intuition, healer, counselor, supportive. The Queen of Cups represents emotions, femininity, and intuition. This card reminds the asker to honor their sensitivity and allow themselves to feel the full spectrum of emotions that make up the human experience. This card is also a sign for the asker to trust their intuition and heart. All the answers to their questions lie within. The Queen of Cups communicates the need to stand strong in their truth and light. Well, that's cool. That's a cool card to pull from a deceased person's deck, telling me to listen to my sensitive side and my emotions and intuition as I'm doing tarot readings. Haha. I love the beautiful synchronicity and serendipity of that. It's just amazing. So yeah, tonight's kind of a slow night. Normally I have a queue of people I get to do readings for. I don't really sit in the middle of a stream and do readings for myself. So thank you for being there, Scorpio. I appreciate you're still there to, chat and share with. But yeah, it was so cool. They had so many decks, and they just, I can't believe how cool they were with sharing them. It just blew me away. But there's one more, Tarot del Fuego. This was interesting. It has a little deck book with it. But it's thick, and it's in different languages too. So there are. This is a guide of keywords for everything. We'll just look at this one rather than do a reading. Oh my. I don't think she's used this. This is all in order. Well, I guess we're going to have to do a reading. Got to break this deck in. This is another deck that hasn't been used. The images are wild, right? Check out that one. Like, wow. It's really crazy. That seems intense, right? You know this? You've had this deck before. Okay. I was thinking it was some obscure deck that she found. So that's really cool that you've had this before. I'm going to have to do a reading. $78 cards. Okay, so yeah, let's mix these up. They're smaller. I like it. It's they're kind of stuck together. Interesting. She was so nice to let me do this. I love that I'm getting to use her decks and give them a feel for others. So you had a general reading the first time, Scorpio. Would you like to do another reading? Maybe about something more specific? Since you're here with me? Sure. Okay. What kind of guidance can we look to the cards for? What's something you'd like insight and understanding towards? You were my first reading for the Buffy deck, so you'll be the first reading for the Tarot del Fuego. What is something I am not seeing that needs attention in my life right now? Okay. So let's make it 3 cards. We'll do the card that is what I am not seeing that needs my attention in life right now, and a clarifying card for the yin side of, oh wait, I need to swirl these. What is something I am not seeing? So we'll do the first card for what is something that you're not seeing. And then the second card will do the yin side, the passive side of what you're not seeing. And then the yang side, the active side of what you're not seeing. Give you a more well-rounded idea of the card. They slide so nicely. I like it. Okay, here we go. First, we're looking for something you're not seeing that needs attention. Ten of Cups reverse. And then the yin side of the Ten of Cups. The Chariot. And the yang side, the active side. There we go, that just jumped right out. The Nine of Swords. Okay, so the Ten of Cups. Go into this little pamphlet and find ourselves. I love that this same deck works for so many languages. That's so cool. Not cool when you're trying to find your language, but that's okay. It's okay. Ten of Cups. Oh. Okay, so we have Ten of Cups reverse. Loss of friendship, unhappiness, family quarrel, pettiness, rage, combat. So what is something I'm not seeing that needs attention in my life right now? Any unhappiness you have. What's creating unhappiness in your moment right now? Whether that's friendship or family or just latent anger that you carry inside you about the state of things. That is what the Ten of Cups speaks of. So let's look at the Chariot, which is that yin side, the passive side. Triumph of the mind, normal position, adversity, possibly already overcome, conflicting influence, turmoil, vengeance, success, escape, fleeing from reality, perplexity, need for supervision. And so the yang side is about focusing on the positive side of your mind. And so if the Ten of Cups, where did that go? Yeah, the Ten of Cups is about unhappiness. So I guess the yang side is asking, how is your mind contributing to the unhappiness you feel? What's going on the inside that is creating the unhappiness you're feeling in the external? And then the Nine of Swords. Misery, quarrel, another card of unhappiness. anxiety over a loved one, despair. And so it's another card that's your active side is unhappy, is creating unhappiness. So again, if the mind is the passive side, what then are you doing on the active side of your choices that's leading to any unhappiness you feel or discontent in the moment that may be hiding behind your participation in life? Yeah, interesting. Wait, I think I read the wrong one. Did I read the Nine of Swords? Oh, yeah, I did. Misery, quarrel, unhappiness, anxiety over a loved one, despair. So yeah, I think it's looking like the cards are asking you to assess how happy you are right now and questioning why that unhappiness exists. And possibly, perhaps, it may be all in the mind. And so something you can mentally work yourself outside of. Welcome, Phantom Punk. Glad to have you back again. We are having a night of interesting tarot readings. I had a friend come over, a real life friend, and she brought her tarot decks with her. And glad to be back. Glad to have you back. So we have this Tarot del Fuego deck that I just did a reading with for Scorpio. Scorpio was the first one to do this Buffy the Vampire Slayer tarot deck. Both of those were new decks that had never been used, and Scorpio happened to get both of the first reading for both of them. I hope that was helpful, Scorpio. I hope, I'm sorry if you're feeling unhappiness, but ultimately, being aware that you're feeling it is a good step towards healing that feeling of unhappiness. Because if you're just living unaware of your own personal responsibility and how you feel, you can't fix it. You're almost a victim to everything that's going on. But when you have awareness, awareness brings understanding, understanding brings growth, growth brings healing. So hopefully that gets you on the path. So let's, Phantom Punk, you are up. We can do a reading for you. What kind of reading are you hoping for tonight? And we can try to find the right deck that'll work for you. May I have a reading on why some people at my job tried to make like I wasn't working hard yesterday? Um, I don't know that I can read that. That feels like vibing on people's energy, like reading other people's energy. And I'm not fluent in doing that. I know I'm an empath, but I'm not consciously aware of other people's energies. So I don't want to give you a false reading that I can't really stand behind. But if yeah, we can do that. Let's do let's give like a 3 card. We'll do the recent past, the present, and then the recent future. So what's soon to come. That way it can give you an idea of where the cards are coming from, where they're leaving you right now, and possibly what's to come in the future. I think I am going to use Wild Reflections deck for that. No worries, I probably got some praise from a higher up or something. Okay. Oh, yeah, workplaces can be so full of drama and pettiness. I haven't been in a professional environment for a really, really long time, but I know when I was in the workforce, it was so toxic in so many ways, just people looking out for themselves and willing to create negative energy, trying to get ahead. And it's just not my style, not my vibe. So I'm sorry you're possibly dealing with drama at work. That's never fun. So what we're looking for the recent past, Four of Pentacles, the present, Justice and the Empress reversed, and then the coming future, Wheel of Fortune reversed. Four of Pentacles, 172 is the recent past. Okay. Possessiveness, insecurity, hoarding, stinginess, stability, security, savings, materialism, wealth, frugality, boundaries, guardedness. The Four of Pentacles represents our financial mindset. This card tells the asker to review their relationships with money and consider whether they possess a mindset of scarcity and fear of not having enough. This card encourages the asker to reassess the belief systems underpinning their financial life while also considering implementing new habits or a financial plan for the future. So the past is talking about money. Perhaps that's job, perhaps that's career, perhaps that's life. So something regarding your connection to money was in your recent past. Okay. And that brings us to the present moment where Justice and the Empress reversed are. Justice, karma, consequence, accountability, law, truth, honesty, integrity, cause, and effect. The Justice card appearing in a reading signals that a judgment will be made fairly and accordingly. The decisions that you have made in the past will be carefully weighed with fairness. If you have been wrong, the appearance of this card may bring you a sense of justice and relief. On the other hand, if your actions have caused pain to others, this card serves as a warning to take responsibility for your actions and make amends. So, if money matters are a weight of the past and the present moment is calling upon the justice, like the fairness of everything, I think that's an internal call to reflect on where we are putting our choices and how they affect others and weighing that out, because ultimately money is a big way to influence the lives of others. And if we don't use money positively, money can become a debt to carry. Not literally as in I have to pay off my debt, as in a weight, a burden, something that holds on you because you don't relate to the concept of money positively. You're right. Oh, good. I'm seeing things that resonate. Yay. I love that. The Empress reversed. Insecurity, overbearing, negligence, smothering, lack of growth, lack of progress. Empress reversed indicates that you may have lost some of your own willpower and strength by focusing too much on other people's affairs and neglecting your own needs and desires. I find that interesting, as your first question was to wonder about why other people were being the way they were being. So that's focusing your time and energy on people that you don't have any control over. How they see you, how they judge you, that's all on their plate. On your plate is to be your best self. And worrying about how others think of you is not the key to feeling good about yourself. It starts with feeling good on the inside for all the work you've done, for all the wonderful ways you exist. Feeling good as you are, not just as others see you. So it also says it could also mean that you are relying on others to take care of you. And maybe that's in that way you hope others feed you the positive energy that maybe you don't naturally feel for yourself. You need to work towards removing this influence on your life and build confidence in your own actions. That's wonderful. When we are confident in who we are, it makes participating with others so much easier. You can meet people where they're at and not fear they're judging you negatively or not seeing you clearly. Because when you're comfortable with yourself and confident with who you are, there's no effort needed. You just get to be. And being is a really good way to live life. We're human beings, not human doings. And if all you are doing is trying to do things to be happy, you're missing the point. You're doing, not being. Being is just an expression of yourself, living as you, as true as you can in every moment you come to. And I think the cards are asking, financially, how is that money filtering into your wholeness, your comfort, your sense of self? Because a lot of times I think people define themselves by the paycheck they get, by the charity they share, by the price tags of things they're given. And ultimately, it's a very shallow connection to how they view themselves. If money isn't there, they don't have a positive connection to self. If that's you, let go of that connection to money. You are not your paycheck. You are not defined by whether you're low income or high income. You exist apart from money's touch in your life. Your breath, it comes freely. Your sense of self should come just as freely. And if money gets in the way of that, assess how you're holding money's priority in your life. Because ultimately, when money factors into your choices, you're not living wholesomely true to who you are. And so that brings to the, I love that the Wheel of Fortune is in the coming future. That is just so very true. Bad luck, lack of control, clinging to control, unwelcome changes, delays. When the real wheel is reversed, it means that luck has not been on your side and misfortunes have been following you. When it is associated with this card, you must understand that these are due to external influences that you cannot control. What you shouldn't do, however, is cling to the illusion of control. Perhaps in this turn of the wheel, the lesson is to learn to let go and release. You need to wait for the Wheel of Fortune to turn in your direction. When it comes to money, Wheel of Fortune is really a thing because you can't know how good your circumstances are going to be in any moment other than right now. And if you're living on a future financial windfall to make this moment meaningful, you're wasting your life because right now is all you are guaranteed. You don't know if you're going to get to the next moment. So make this moment full of everything you can appreciate right now. Because price tags, they can't properly value that. If you have a positive connection to yourself and to your now moment, then you have yes, live for the moment. That's exactly it. Live right now. Do your best to be your best. And your best self will meet the future, whatever it is to come. Whether it's good, bad, or otherwise, your best self is what's going to get you where you need to go. And so wasting time waiting for a future moment to fall in is just that, wasting time. And you only have so many. Time is precious and it flies by just faster the older you get. And so wherever you are in your years, hold tight to your appreciation for the moment you're in. Because if you don't enjoy this moment, the next one's going to fly by and you'll miss that one too. And before you know it, it's going to be a year gone by and you won't have appreciated anything because you were too busy waiting for that future to come. So pull back into this now moment and make it the best you can by loving yourself, by loving the details in your life, by letting the people in your life know you love them. These are all very real ways that you can feel good without a price tag. So I hope that you wise words, you're sharing such positive words with me. So I hope these words are helping and what you needed to hear. I can't predict the future. For me, the future is unknowable because it's connected to this now moment. And oh, it helped. Good. Yay. I'm glad to hear that. Um, but yeah, the now moment is full of so many details that just becoming aware of a detail is almost a choice on how to move forward. And so I feel like it's hard to predict the future because I don't know how you'll receive the now moment and choose to move forward from it. So for me, card reading is really about insight and intuition right now to better understand where we're at so we can kind of get a stable sense of how to move forward. I, I think it would be cool to be clairvoyant and be able to see the future, but as somebody who can't or isn't gifted with that presently, there's a magic to be found in living in the present moment. Because if you think about it, this present moment is constantly shifting into the future. Me speaking is the change that makes the future fall in around us. And so if every moment is so ripe with just the ooey goodness of change, like how many of us are passively watching change happen and not appreciating it? I don't know. My mind's wandering. Ads. Welcome back. Glad to have you back. I was just sitting quietly because I couldn't think of anything to say. No, I'm glad you stick around through the ads. I don't love that ads happen. And so I appreciate anybody that's willing to sit through them to get back here. Still here listening in. Yay, Scorpio. Glad you're still there. Love that you're still there. It's been a good night. Real world got really dark. And so it's nice to be able to come and share good energy, positive words, that kind of thing. When life is lifing, it's nice to be able to create good energy. Thanks for the reading. You're welcome. I'm sorry I'm not a predicty kind of reader to, be able to clairvoyantly tell you what the future holds. But, I appreciate you letting me do another reading for you and, see what the cards had to say. Please get down, Moo. Those are my decks. There we go. This is the Green Witch Oracle deck. I've only opened this a couple times. I just wanted to see what the cards have to say from it. I have lots of decks now, and I was a minimalist before I started streaming tarot, and I only used decks that felt right. But in opening myself up to a broader audience, I wanted to, No, you've never had any predictions for anyone before? No, I don't typically offer them because I I want to offer readings that I feel comfortable or connected to. And I don't feel connected to predicting the future. And so for me, I can draw cards in a predictive fashion for people that want that. But ultimately, my soul, my spirit isn't connected to any outcome of the cards that happens. So for me, it isn't, it's just drawing cards. It's not me connecting to anything because it's just, I'm not there yet. I don't know if it's a life path thing. I was wondering, not during tarot readings, just in general life, hasn't happened before. Actually, yeah, I have I have had dreams about every house I have lived in before I've lived in it. So it always comes to me. Like I'll just have a moment where reality will settle in and I'll be like, oh yeah, I dreamt about this. This was the dream I had. And that's literally been for every household, you know, our family is I've been within my husband's life. And we've been together 25 years. And God, how many, we've been through so many houses. But yeah, I guess I have that predicty, but if I'm predicting in that sense, that's subconscious because that's dreams, not so much conscious awareness of future outcomes. I think it's really cool too. Like it only happened with homes and houses. I wonder why it's only that. I think if I had to guess, you know, just knowing myself, it's only homes and houses because home is where your heart is. And I am a heartful person. And if my home is not comfortable, then I am not very well. And so it makes sense that I'd have a connection or an awareness of a home that I'm coming to because my home is so paramount in me being able to be well and whole and just this pleasant version of self I like to share with the world. Very relatable. I love that. I love that we resonate, that you understand. I think I think a lot about world peace, what it would be like and what it would look like. And I think it starts with fixing home life for people, whether you're in a family or on your own or old or young. If home life isn't good, how can you find peace? So I know my personal journey has been finding peace even when the external world didn't necessarily promote it. I'm bipolar 1 with psychosis, so I go as crazy as you can go. And in order to get stability, I had to get stability at home. When I had my first mental breakdown, when home life finances were awful, we were like heading into poverty and just, it was a bad time. And ultimately, the only peace I had was to find on the inside. Have you had to spend time in hospitals? Yes, I have had many psych ward visits. There was a time in my life where I wanted to be in the psych ward because real life was so awful. And psych ward at that time, it was calm. It was, you could expect things. Like it was routine and it was structured and it was everything that my life wasn't outside of the hospital. And so I have positive appreciation for what a psych ward can be for a person who's mentally unstable. But I came into psych wards being a fairly functional, mentally unwell person. I was in the hospital with people who were not like me and who did not feel the positive presence of what the psych ward could be. They felt entrapped by it and conflicting with it rather than being there to heal and recover. So it was interesting for me. My empathy was welcomed there in the psych ward. No, high functioning according to doctors, right? If I just had a breakdown, and I'm recovering from it. But had I taken myself to the psych ward in my breakdown state, they wouldn't take me. There's beds needed by people worse off than me. And so my present day unwell and breakdown is more functional, but I really am not functional. I struggle on a day-to-day basis to cope with life. My husband has to stay home all the time with me because I can just fluctuate ebbs and flows of how positively I can function in life. And so I I'm not where I was when I was violent and losing control of myself and running away and just in a really bad place. So I'm more functional than that. But comparing myself to what others are holding down in their day-to-day lives, I am not at all functional. Bird, freedom, opportunity. I like that. I had 2 siblings with bipolar type 1. Oh, so you've lived on the inside of that ride. Bipolar 1 is intense, and I feel for people that live in close proximity to people going through that. I know my husband, my kids, they deal with a lot living with a bipolar person, and I'm aware that they deal with a lot. So I hope you've walked away healthily from that sibling situation, because I didn't have my bipolar in childhood, so I don't know what that would be like growing up with it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Bird 77. I always thought I had type 2, but never got diagnosed with that. No, I mean, diagnoses are nice to have, but ultimately it's just a label. If you resonate with the traits of being bipolar, if you have siblings that are bipolar, you could be. And there is some freedom to be found in getting that diagnosis to really be able to check those boxes of what you know about yourself. But it's just a label and it's just a box to check. Ultimately, knowing yourself and your needs and, you know, ebbs and flows and episodes, whatever made you think you might be bipolar, listen to those. And even if you don't have the mental diagnosis from a doctor, treat yourself with care and respect for what you might have that they just don't recognize. Because like I think of it like a spectrum, kind of like autism, right? There's a spectrum for how someone falls on the autistic spectrum. I think bipolar is a spectrum too. It's just people are more functional in their bipolarity, so they won't call it that because it's so negatively stigmatized. But I think we all have emotional ebbs and flows and mood swings and sensitivities that cause us to detach from reality. I I think we all have these. It's just maybe we're not all aware of them as deeply as, say, someone with bipolar 1 would notice. Bird, freedom, opportunity. As symbols of freedom in many cultures, birds tell us that we too can soar. Conversely, many bird species are tied to a food source in a specific region, so they are completely interconnected with local land and its energies. Finding a balance between these two extremes can be challenging. Migration is another challenge. There is an element of sacrifice involved in leaving the known and familiar and trusting in your intuition to get to where you need to be. The bird card also tells you that a new opportunity is close by. Lift your head past your current focus and look around for it. A bird's eye view may reveal something you might otherwise have never known about. New opportunities are on the horizon. The reflection, have you been struggling to change your mindset and learn something new? I think the new thing I like in every moment is watching psychosis as an outsider or family member was certainly scary. Scary. You're a warrior for surviving all that. If your episodes were as bad as the ones I had to witness when I was young. Yeah, I got really bad. It was dark. Basically, I was so bad that the only person that stuck by me was my husband. All my family, all my friends, nobody could deal with how horrible and difficult and challenging I was at my worst, except for one. And he loved me enough to keep coming back over and over and over until I got better to where he didn't have to leave all the time. And so I appreciate the warrior. I don't feel like a warrior. I don't feel like a fighter. I um, I feel like a passive recipient in life circumstances. And the most active I've felt in it is recently within these recent years, where I choose to receive life positively. And that's where I'm more active these days, and would say that maybe even a warrior or fighter, because um, I don't believe life has to suck, even if the world sucks. And so I'm fighting for the cause of sharing light in a dark world. And so um, I embodied a lot of the darkness in the world in my worst psychosis and manic states. And it's from those low states of being the worst that I can make choices to be better. And so I'm on a journey, and my journey has brought me far, and I'm glad how far I've come. But yeah, I don't want to go back to where I was. I'm on medication, antipsychotics and mood stabilizers, along with anti-anxiety medication, to help stay stable. I don't know how bad it would get without medication, and I don't really want to try because it was just that bad. But yeah, I'm doing better now, and I hope you're doing okay after witnessing that with your family. I worry all the time what I've done to my family members and what they've seen of me and how bad it gets. I'm glad you found the right meds that work. Oh, it's a fun game of trying. I started taking meds in 2016, so it's been going on a decade now that I've been trying to find meds, and it's a game. It's a guessing game. We just keep trying things and hoping they work and waiting for the meds to get in the system and adjust them when they're not doing it right, and it's a balancing game. My one brother had to switch meds so often they weren't always working. I'm in the same game. I think I've tried nearly everything on market, and most things have side effects that I can't deal with, so I can't take them. If you've noticed, my mouth twitches a lot, side effect of medication. So I'm left with a permanent side effect of twitchy mouth because I took an antipsychotic that causes muscle twitching. So yeah, they're no fun. They're really not. I'm on one that's working now, so I'm thankful for it, and it doesn't seem to be having a lot of side effects, so I'm thankful for that. They definitely have a lot of side effects. Yeah, they really do. It's real. Um, but I'm thankful they're there because I'm a rapid cycler bipolar, which means I'll go through ups and downs really quickly, sometimes in the same day. And being on medication has slowed that down. I don't rapid cycle anymore. My episodes, my mood swings, they're more prolonged and extended over a larger period of time. So I appreciate that because did they ever diagnose you with borderline as well? No, I've never been diagnosed as borderline. Um, which one is borderline? Is that the one where people uh, I know that's a difficult diagnosis to have. I don't know enough about it to remember what I know. So I know I've talked to people who've had mentioned they've had borderline, and it feels like they have a very difficult time accepting people in their lives. similar to bipolar, but it's a personality disorder. Okay. Yeah, I didn't check those boxes, at least not as recently. I have monthly appointments for my meds. So I talk to a psychiatrist regularly, and nobody's ever mentioned any traits of being borderline. So I don't think that fits me. Had a friend who was diagnosed with both. Oof, oof, that's hard. That's hard. Bipolar's hard, and then I know I've heard, borderline is hard to have both. Goodness gracious. The mind must be just like a hard place to occupy. I know my mind, I'm just bipolar, and it gets to be a hard place to be in. Hmm. I think, I don't know, for me being on my mental health journey and having talked with so many people about their journey, I can't help but feel that a lot of, yeah, some days all I want to do is shut my brain off 100%. You and me both. But I'm trying to make peace with the fact that my brain doesn't shut off, because my brain is me. It's undiluted me. And if I'm trying to escape me, that's not good. So I'm learning to make peace with witnessing my thoughts, witnessing my interior, and just being present with myself and feeling good about being present with myself, you know? So when my mind doesn't shut down because life is so intense and details are so difficult, I can just settle in being there with myself and listening to me. You must be very creative, right? Or always seeking knowledge. I would say I'm more creative than seeking knowledge. I don't really want to know. I don't believe I know anything. So, learning more isn't really an interest of mine. I've always been good in school, but never been a good learner because information just came easily, and I didn't need to practice it to do better at it. But creative, I think I am creative. Well, I should say yes. I actually had a piece of art selected for an art gallery um, this past Tuesday. So Tuesday will be a week. My mental health agency, they do a gallery called Art of Recovery, and I was one of 33 artists and one of 58 pieces selected. So, and somebody bought my art. And so I have art. I'm an artist. But I'm a writer. Words come freely. And I have an interesting take on things that often catch people off guard. So I think that's creativity, uniqueness. It's my own style. But yeah, I've never been a seeker of knowledge. Oh, that's really cool. You should share your art on here sometime. Oh, yeah, I could do that. Well, I just bought a bunch of canvases and to make, because for the gallery next year, they do it every year. You can submit up to 5 pieces, and the piece that was selected, it was colored pencil on paper, so not very um, artsy fartsy. It feels more crafty but that's me downplaying my artistic. I'm good. I was selected. It's not bad. It's not crafty. It's artsy. It's my art. But yeah, so I bought canvas so I can start painting and have something proper to offer next year. I appreciate that you want to see my art. That's really cool. I love that. That's humbling and touching and just warmly comforting. I appreciate that. The chariot. It comes up again. I love looking at what people create. I do too. It was so neat going to a gallery because all the gallery were by patients of the mental health. So these are all artists that have the touch of mental and wellness. And so it was neat to see what they created, what they brought to light, you know, what their journey brought them to, create. It's so neat. And I was blown away by the offerings, and it was humbling to be a part of the gallery because there were just such wonderful artists there. But yeah, it was so cool that somebody actually wanted to buy my art. Like, I got an award that was like for being in the gallery, and it was just I was an overachiever as a child, so I got a lot of awards and trophies and certificates and honors and all that kind of stuff. And I didn't realize how awesome that stuff was, because now this is like one of the first times as an adult I'm receiving recognition. And it was such a neat experience just to be called up for something so wholesomely me. And yeah, I love that. So the reverse chariot from this deck says you may feel like your life is spinning further and further out of control. If you want to regain your autonomy, then it is vital that you tap into the part of your ego that is assertive and self-confident. Alternatively, you may be overreaching in an attempt to control every aspect of your life. Perhaps it is time to loosen up on the reins and accept that some things are beyond your power to change. I think that's true. Some things are beyond our power to change, and that was part of my journey. My mind lost control of itself, and I had to learn to be happy inside of a mind out of control. And it's why it's always such an important thing I say to start with self-love, because that was my first step for feeling better inwardly, even while I was spiraling out of control. And so that self-love, that decision to feel better, it made all the difference. And I always advocate for others, if they're struggling, to start within, where you can make a change and find the positive change within, and watch how that ripples out to be changed to live and love. My back is starting to ache, so I think I'm going to get up and take a break, um and then come back for the last little bit. I try to stream for about 3 hours before my body wants to call it quit. So yeah, I'm gonna stand up, stretch my legs, get a drink, and then I'll come back. Not being able to trust your own mind is a lot to deal with. It really is. That, but ultimately, not being able to trust my mind is what let me redevelop what trust is, because before, my definition of trust had some semblance of control to it. I couldn't trust something I didn't control. Well, when I lost control of my mind, I needed to be able to trust myself. And so self-love helped me down that path to redefining what being trustworthy inwardly and externally was like. So yeah, it is a lot to deal with. But I think, just being on the spectrum kind of thing, I think a lot of people don't trust themselves. And especially as a tarot reader that has people coming asking questions, I feel like a lot of us just don't trust our own connection to the moment, and we want somebody else to guide us on how to better participate. But yeah, my husband's here. I'm going to step up and step away, and I'll be back shortly. So I'll see you soon. it's Alma, and you're back at Tarot of the Soul. I'm back from my break. And so I am just here to hang out for a little while, see if we can do some more tarot readings. Lots of decks to use. It's really cool. I love that we did the Buffy deck. This Ostera Tarot is nice. She has a lot of neat decks that she let me use tonight. I love the decks that are trimmed on the edges. This one's silver. I've never seen a silver trimmed deck before. Welcome back. Thank you, Scorpio.
Did you
Appreciate
say
it.
one of those is the Oshkosh Bagosh deck?
Oshkosh bagosh. I used to wear that. Astara.
Oh, Mara. Yeah, it's pretty different.
Oshkosh bagosh. Dude, I haven't heard that in a really long time. It is pretty, isn't it? Like, I love the muted colors, the pastel, just really gentle. And then the art is pretty interesting as well. So it's a neat deck. The creators of this deck are Canadian. I only know because it says on the box. Like, therefore, I thought you were laughing that they were Canadian. I didn't know why that's funny, but
No, I was laughing at the cats.
oh. See, this is why you don't assume people are laughing at you, because they're not, unless you really did something wrong, which I've done. But yeah, so this is 4 Canadian artists that met and realized they all had a love of tarot, and so decided to build a tarot deck together. So yeah, neat deck. I don't think my friend that let me use her tarot decks, she doesn't use tarot often, so she didn't really have a good feel for the decks. But yeah, I love that she let me use them. That's just so cool. So many different decks, so many different opportunities to read tarot. Let's see. I was showing them this Tarot of the Divine deck, which I think, aside from what was your first deck ever? Technically, my first deck ever was a PDF printed version of Rider Waite that I printed on a printer and cut out by hand, and I used that as my first deck. But post that, the first deck I ever bought was this Osho Zen Tarot deck. I was in Discord looking for spirituality servers, and I found one, and I got to know the server owner really well, and she had something like 150 decks or whatever, so she had a lot of experience with decks, and she felt the Osho Zen Tarot deck was a good fit for me, and she was right. It's my soul deck. I love this deck. I use it regularly for myself, for others. The readings that come through are always really resonant. It's been a good deck for me, and I can't get away from it. Like, I really appreciate the vibe that deck brings. But if I had, this is a newcomer, this Tarot of the Divine. I bought this since sometime past post January, since I started streaming, and it's literally a book that is inspired by deities, folklore, and fairy tales from around the world. So, like The Little Mermaid is one of the stories that's equipped to the or attached to the card. And so it's really neat because this book or this deck has a companion piece, an actual book. So whereas, you'll draw your cards and there's colored pictures and upright and reverse meanings for the cards, the book takes the story and tells the whole story for each card. So you can have an even more in-depth understanding of the deck that was put together by this person. I'm blown away by it. I've only used it a couple times because it feels very grandiose, and I don't know every moment calls for a grandiose reading. But yeah, I like that one. I was sharing that with my friend that came over. Her husband is a historian, loves history, has a lot of experience in it, and so I thought he'd like this deck that was based in historical mythologies and everything. But yeah, so it's a lot of neat decks. I'm really happy. What else did I get? I bought a couple love decks for the streams because a lot of people come wanting love readings, and for me, love is all about self-love. If you can't love yourself, it's hard to love others. And so I bought these love tarots because they were ultimately there to be inspiration for people that might be stuck in a love moment and need something more than self-love. So I got those decks, and those are neat. One's kind of dramatic, one's kind of grounded and inspirational. So they play well together, and it gives me a chance to help people, with love problems. Again, not being able to read energies or predict the future, I'm not everybody's cup of tea for a reading, but I try to be honest about that so like people know what they're getting and I'm not giving them something bad before we even begin. But yeah, I love doing readings for people. It's so neat to be able to just magically have cards present themselves and have them mean something to a stranger. Like it's so neat. Yeah. Just looking at the spreads in the Buffy book. Let's do Prophecy Girl. You don't have to be imbued with the Slayer's vision to get a glimpse at your future. This spread will work just fine for a peek into the next 6 months. It's a long time to peek ahead into. Isn't that crazy? That cards could tell you what's going to happen in 6 months? Crazy. So card 1, think of this card as your watcher for the next 6 months. It sets the tone for your focus, inspiration, and mindset. Let's mix these up and see what card 1 is. I think if nobody pops in, I think this might be my last reading for the night. It's been an active day, and I would like to, wrap up and have some time in the evening with my husband, who's been active today as well. So the watcher for the next 6 months is card 1. Let's see what it has to say. The King of Pentacles. Okay. Card 2 reveals the overall theme for the next 6 months. Two of Stakes, the theme of the next 6 months. The third card represents the big bad you'll be facing. Seven of Chalices. Fourth card is shows what you will draw on to slay the monster. Three of Chalices. Card 5 symbolizes a positive force that will come into your life. The Empress. And then describes your key learning at the end of the 6 months. The Eight of Scythes. Okay. So in we go. This is the Watcher card, the King of Pentacles. Upright. Don't let this king fool you. He may be a cool, sexy vampire fighting guy, but he's also a trusted advisor. Robin's energy draws abundance, manifesting success and experience. When he rules over your reading, it's a sign that your dedication is paid off big time. Your struggles are behind you, and the future is golden, so enjoy. Well, that's a cool card to get as the Watcher for my next 6 months. All right, the second card is the overall theme for the next 6 months. Two of Stakes. Upright. Sharpen your stakes, refill your holy water, polish your crosses, and memorize the cemetery map. You are turning your inspiration into reality. Every good slayer knows that you have to pack your weapons bag before you fight the baddies. And this card is asking you to slow down and think through your plan. While you may think you're ready to start dusting vamps, listen to your intuition. Is now truly the right time? Only you know for sure if you're ready to jump into action. Card 3 represents the big bad you'll be facing. Seven of Chalices. Reversed. Ooh, shiny. The Seven of Chalices implies you could be distracted by all sorts of different options, skewing your focus so drastically that you become a major do-nothing type person. You might benefit from prioritizing your wants and then tackling them one at a time. This is definitely something as a creative person, I have a lot of inspiration that could go in a lot of different directions. And oftentimes, because life is so busy, I don't afford myself time to actually make inroads on any of the creative ventures I have. So I like that that's my big baddie, finding a way to focus myself and get stuff done. And that brings us to shows what you will draw on to slay the monster. And that's the Three of Chalices. Upright. The friends who slay together stay together. And this is an opportunity to celebrate the people in your life. When you are influenced by the Three of Chalices, you might feel inspired to plan a slumber party, host the next coven meeting, or gather your crew at the Bronze for some festive frolicking. Get with the fun having. So that's what I'll draw on. So community. I like that. As you know, the next 6 months are gearing up, I'm going to fall back on community to be the support I need. I love that. Symbolize a positive force that will come into your life. The Empress. That looks like Drusilla. It is. More beautiful than the stars she's named after, the Empress fills your reading with feminine energy, creative expression, and connection to the natural world. Upright, before she was a vampire, Drusilla was a sweet young woman who embodied the generosity and purity of the Empress. When she appears, it's a call to connect with nature, to step into a nurturing role, or to surround yourself with things you love. Even after she was changed, Drew loved to grow flowers, to care for others, and yes, to watch the world burn. But it goes to show that the energy of the Empress is lasting, mostly. So that was a positive force that'll come into your life. So being generous and pure, nurturing, surrounding things with you love, that'll be the positive force. And the key learning at the end of the 6 months is the 8 of Scythes. And that is reversed. You are deserving of the same humanity you offer to others. The words you tell yourself matter, and the reversed 8 of Scythes indicates there's a whole bunch of self-bullying going on. Tell those mean thoughts to hear it. They aren't going to get you anywhere except Sadsville. So at the end of my 6 months, I'll learn that bad self-talk doesn't help me. A lesson that's constantly being learned. Because as I was being recognized as an artist in a gallery, I was downplaying my art as not being as awesome as the other artists that were there. So even being recognized, I didn't treat myself well to feel positive in my recognition. So that's a good lesson to come to after 6 months. So interesting. A predicty. I'm going to highlight this reading and then check on it in the future and see how it turned out, where it took me. You're still there, Scorpio. I love it. Well, I think I'm going to wrap it up for the night. That'll be my last reading. Oh, wrong thing. I appreciate you being here and letting me do this for you, giving you 2 readings, hanging out with me, chatting, getting to know me. I appreciate it. But yeah, so I think I think I'll wrap up. Thank you for being here tonight. I try to stream Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, so hopefully you'll catch me here Wednesday night. If not, I appreciate you staying on even though you didn't have a lot of people in queue tonight. I wanted to be here, You're here, so even if I've given you readings, you still want to hang out. So that's someone to talk to and spend time with. And ultimately, I'm here for community, not just to share readings. So I appreciate that, you were here to hang out. Hi, Paper. I appreciate you jumping into chat. I'm just getting ready to sign off for the night. But if you want to click that follow, I stream Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, so you could catch me at another time for a reading if you were interested. Paprika. Got it. All right. Awesome. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. So I will be hopping off. I hope you guys can make a great day and make someone else's day great if you can. And I will see you next time. Thanks for being here.